investment schemes. And for some clients, generally older clients that are looking to save on inheritance tax, we might look at things like business relief planning as well, or business relief qualifying investments, and trusts and that sort of stuff.
So you work on if they're low risk, medium risk, high risk type individual.
Yes.
How they want to proceed.
Yeah. So you've got their personal objectives. What are they really worried about? What are their fears? What are their dreams?
Yeah.
Those things. You've got their risk, and then you've got their stages of life. And those three things, plus some colour in and around it, will help us formulate a personal recommendation for them.
Okay.
And then we monitor, track and manage that plan year on year for them.
Okay. And I mean, you did add gold into it as well. Do you recommend some of your clients to purchase gold in order to...
Not in isolation.
Okay.
But gold forms part of most people's multi-asset portfolios.
Right.
So gold is a good diversifier from the stock market. Apart from the last 18 months or so, where gold has gone up quite significantly in price.
Yeah.
Even though the stock market has increased.
Yeah.
Now, historically, gold has tended to be very non-correlated to the stock market. So when the stock market's doing well, gold price tends to be sort of lagging a bit behind.
Yeah.
And then when the stock market is underperforming or people have less confidence in the economy, gold is the safe haven. People tend to sell down from their holdings in the stock market and move into safer assets like gold, or the dollar has been a sort of more modern version of gold in the last sort of 50 years or so.
Yeah.
So, it's been that diversifier. So gold's a funny one. It's always been classed as a safe haven asset and a diversifier from the equity market. But actually in the last couple of years, gold has increased in value whilst the stock market's gone up. So it's suggested that gold is not only a financial asset class that is not correlated to the stock market, but it's also an indicator perhaps of how we feel about the world. Even if the stock market is performing well, there's been a lot of nervousness geopolitically,
yes,
climate change, where's the world headed? And gold has been a psychological safe haven as well as just a financial one. So it kind of has a,
when you purchase actual gold, do you, yourself or for clients, how would you do that? Would it be actual physical bullion that is purchased?
It could be. It could be. So, again, you can you're not buying gold and bullion's being delivered to your house, but you would potentially buy gold from the secondary gold market for whatever the price is, and wherever that gold is stored, you own a little bit of it.
Okay.
The other way that you'd buy gold is through an ETF, where you just track the price of gold and you purchase an exchange traded fund. So it's a financial instrument that you can access via an online investment platform, where in the same way that you would buy a tracker in the FTSE 100 stock market, you can buy a tracker of the price of gold.
And that moves just like gold moves.
That moves just the way the price of gold moves, yeah. So you don't own the underlying asset, but you've bought into the movement of the price of gold.
Okay. And the gold has risen tremendously in like the last year as well. I mean, more than the last year, but the last year alone is just kept going and going and going and going. I do feel that's got something to do with the uncertainty of the world, and if we're going into war,
I think
soon.
So. Yeah.
There are so much things going on with the world right now.
Yeah.
And I believe it's still more to come. There's been talks of, even in the news, even though they love to scaremonger, they're saying World War III could start before the end of the year, which is, I literally saw that a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of countries are now involved in some sort of back and forth with some of the places around. I don't really want to mention any country names right now because I don't want to make this too political.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like the dial's been turned up, and I think the rhetoric is 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 getting pumped up more and more.
And I think all it's going to take nowadays is some countries, some of the country's leaders to either switch sides or either penalize or say you're doing wrong to the wrong person. And now they become enemy of that state as well, or they're no longer an ally.
Yeah.
Which then changes everything.
There's a lot of fragile relationships.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. And I think those are the deciding factors on how things are. I know a lot of people are angry right now, the way of the world is, and there are a lot of country leaders that are very quiet on it. And I think they're just preventing World War III right now with certain silences in certain situations.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the price of gold has just been soaring, because I think when war comes, a lot of the market prices will just typically kind of crash, because obviously people are going to fear for all types of digital investments that they have. The housing prices, I could imagine the housing price wouldn't exactly increase. It may go down because the demand for houses will probably go down during such time. But the one thing that we all know with gold is that gold is something we can always use for trading value, no matter what's going on in the world. Whether you don't have any cash, someone will accept gold for whatever. In fact, I mean, gold coins are actually legal tender. And I don't know if you could walk into any shop and use them, since most people are not educated on how gold works.
Someone offered me a gold coin, I would definitely take it.
Yeah, me too. Do you know what I mean? But you walk into a food shop and say, "Hey, I want to buy 10 portions of fish and chips. I got a gold coin. Now you owe me this much change." Do you know what I mean? They will probably be reluctant to take that gold coin because now they're paying out.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there isn't quite a free market like there is for fiat currency.
Exactly. Yeah. But so moving on to capital gains tax now, because gold coins are capital gains tax free, being classed as legal tender. And gold bullion, so gold bricks or gold bars or any sort of gold bar from a 5 gram all the way to 100 gram to a kilogram, they are all taxable assets, right, if you was to sell them on. So what exactly is capital gains tax, and how is it different from income tax, for example?
This is a really good question and quite current, because I don't know if you follow Gary Stevenson.
No.
So Gary Stevenson is a economist who used to be a trader at Citibank.
Okay.
And he wrote a book called Trading Games. And in the last few years, he's become a bit of a economic commentator.
Yeah.
But essentially is also a political activist for